Coach Al, thanks for joining me for the video. I've got Terry along with me today. I'm going to talk about the wall slide exercise. There's a variety of elements that are brought into this movement. On the surface, it looks simple and easy to do, but in reality, we're going to be looking at core stability, squatting pattern, thoracic spine mobility, and bringing all of these elements together in what is arguably the most important foundational exercise we can do that addresses the hips, the spine, and looks at posture as well. So here's how we're going to set the exercise up, and we'll go through it step by step. I'm going to ask Terry first to stand about 6 inches or so from the wall. Naturally, you're going to need a blank wall or space to be able to do this exercise effectively. The wall provides great kinesthetic feedback as to where you are in space and also keeps everything in line. So our feet are about 6 or 8 inches or so from the wall. You want to be about hip width apart with your feet. And if it's more comfortable, it's okay to turn your feet out slightly. First thing we want to do is lean up against the wall. Place our head right against the wall and our back as well. At first, we're going to leave our arms right at our side, but we'll bring arm movement into it as we go. I'm taking my hand and I'm going to place it right in Terry's low back, in that space, that natural curve in that low back. Now, referring back to our basic abdominal brace and how we set that up, the first thing I'm going to ask you to do, Terry, is move around your pelvis a little bit and disassociate that pelvic motion. So press hard into my hands, flattening your back, and then go ahead and rotate forward to create a big arch. And feel that difference between the two. What we want to do is first come into that neutral low back position. If you have someone at home or in the gym that can help you with this, it's really valuable, because me placing my hand in this low back and I'm moving my fingers in this way, it gives her awareness and feedback about where her low back is in space. So come into a neutral position, okay? And naturally the next step will be for her to engage that low ab a little bit and create that abdominal brace and be in that neutral position. And right now, you can't see it, but I'm moving my fingers and giving her some awareness as to where she is right now. So the goal will be, with her head on the wall, create a nice chin tuck, is to move into a squatting pattern. So go ahead and squat down for me, Tara. Now I'm continuing to move my fingers in her low back and giving her some awareness as to where her low back is in space. So the idea here is to work on a basic squatting pattern, maintaining a relative neutral low back and good engagement of our low ab and core. Now the next step in the exercise will be to bring our arms and therefore our shoulder girdle and thoracic spine into this movement to create even more value. So Tara, go ahead and bring your arms up onto the wall. Now for many of you, that includes me, just getting your arms into position may be challenging. So we're looking at about a 90-degree angle in the trunk and a 90-degree angle at the elbow. And then you want to try to get your hands as flat as you can to the wall. So now I'm going to bring my hands back into place and make her aware of where that low back is in space. Go ahead and rest for me for a moment. So if you're having difficulty getting your arms into this position and maintaining that neutral curve, that's an indication that your thoracic spine may not be extending and flexing as much as it should optimally. So we'll want to work on that as we move forward. The other thing to remember is to keep the core engaged. Constantly focusing on a good abdominal brace will help you maintain a nice neutral position. A lot of factors come into play with this exercise. All right, let's bring the arms back into place. Again, 90-degree elbow at the angle at the elbow and the trunk. I want you to, if you can, to press your hands into the wall as though they're stuck there with Velcro. And we're gonna keep our hands in place here. I'm gonna go ahead and move my fingers around a little bit, ask her to create good core engagement, and then very slowly move into a squatting pattern. And I'm gonna continue to move my fingers in her low back while helping her keep her hands in place. So go ahead when you're ready and squat down. So keep that core engaged. Keep pressing your hands hard into the wall like they're stuck, and then come back up. All right, excellent. Take a rest. As you practice it, work on small segments at a time, a little bit at a time. Start first with your arms at your side. Work a little bit on the squatting pattern. Then bring your arms into place and just focus on getting them to the wall. Little bits of time more frequently will be helpful for you because you don't want to anger any of these tissues too much when you start to work on them and start to address these various issues. One last thing before we wrap this up. As you're practicing, go ahead and use one of your mini bands and place it around your knees. As you do that, you'll automatically engage your hips a little bit and get some additional value from the exercise. The wall slide is one of the most important foundational movements we can all practice to help restore authentic movement to our spine, to our hips, and to our shoulders. So, as I always say, keep it fun.